That belongs in a museum.
Here, because it allows him to address this board much more efficiently than he was able to before.
So sap the 3-5, kill the 3-3 with the... Actually, weapon attack right now is a bit tricky, just going down to 7.
You can't. You just
Right. Yeah, I think you have to sacrifice the health on your Violet Teacher into the 3-3, kill one of the smaller minions with your dagger, and then protective. You know, either of the 5 drops will offer you protection against various outs from your opponent. So you have to decide whether taking a little bit extra damage from the minion that's left on board is worthwhile, and whether you'd rather block out the spells from Lotheb against what is obviously an extremely spell-focused deck from your opponent.
Oh man, this is so close. Like the game is close to get finished because for Dog it's just.
Whoa! All right,
oh,
this
brave
is
damage right there. Wow,
Brave man.
This is very
is this it?
ballsy. There must be healing in that deck. We know it for a fact. That's the way all plays. But
This is
look
it.
at that.
Got him.
That's enough. With the shift, 2 damage, Sinister Strike doing 4, and weapon attack and the dude attack. Jug is just doing the math.
Well, no, there's a
Sludge Belcher.
Oh, there's
How does
Sludge
he
Belcher.
win? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
confused for a second.
Okay, there's a
But
taunt.
the shift could give the win.
Right, Shift,
Yeah.
Shift still gives some outs, but he's short because of the Sludge Belcher. Both options would have locked it out this turn. Obviously, Lotheb would have prevented the use of spells. Dog going to go here and prep the Shiv in order to increase his total amount of mana, increase his number of outs. And he picks up and Eviscerate.
Now it's
does
enough
the
for
job.
sure.
That'll do.
I got cheated by taunt again. It happens.
We all know
Oh, the
Taunt
cheat.
is in fact cheating, Gnimsh,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
Well,
but still.
Dog takes it.
Of that doing that previous turn the way around he did it is that it cost
Right.
him an innovate, so he's close to combo lethal in terms of damage, but an extremely long way in terms of draws and mana, whereas the innovate would have let him speed up his turn a little bit. But all things considered, with the threat of the Tomb Pillager coming down on turn 4, I think he sequenced those turns correctly. He's just going to have to push through the damage little by little here instead of just going for the big combo burst.
A really good call by Zalae, going 4 to face with the cat. And even if he doesn't draw the combo specifically on turn 9, he might just go into like Force of Nature phase with another Druid of the Claw phase. So he'll be getting closer and closer with the next turns.
Yeah, I mean, right now I would consider Blade Flurry play with one of the SIs going down, because that way you get to develop this Tomb Pillager. You still get the coin out of it. If you sap this, you're taking damage again. So unless you think you can seal the game in the next 2 turns.
So Dog was just counting, so he's pushing him down to 22 this turn, and then he has the threat of 11 more on board, taking him down to 11, down to 10 with the weapon attack. Sinister Strike puts him down to 7, so he's not quite there, but I guess he's just calculating that all things considered, draws left in him for the deck and potential outs in his opponent's hand. This is a race that he's going to win from this position.
Yeah,
But
swipe
Zalae
is
picks
quite
up a
good, though.
swipe to face hero power that is 5 damage, puts down to 7, which means Druid of the Claw and Savage Roar on turn 8
will be enough.
Correct.
will be enough to win.
Did we see any heals for Dog in his deck?
Not that I remember, but there
Sludge
probably
Belcher?
would be a Belcher to stall.
Yeah. Well, hopefully for Dog. If not, he's.
I've seen
dead.
Belcher, yeah. It's just
And it's important from Zalae's side that if he knows the deck list, if he's done research on what's in it, he needs to sequence his plays against Lotheb and Sludge Belcher in particular. If he knows one of those is in the list and the other isn't, then that has a huge effect on which order you play minions and spells in order to achieve two-turn lethal. But he's just going to go ahead, bank that 4 damage to face with the Druid of the Claw now and try and use the swipe later on to back up the damage. So
Interesting. So he's not standing up to turn lethal.
right, but he is, however, keeping the swipe on the off chance that Garrett's Hand comes out and needs to handle it, and keeps the Savage Roar as insurance. If he picks up a second Druid of the Claw, picks up a Force of Nature, he thinks he can get away with it. He's not completely wrong.
I'd probably just use the Eviscerate now over the Blade Flurry, right? No, he's going to go ahead and use the Flurry, fair enough.
Well, it makes sense in the way that Eviscerate can go through the taunt, and there's only 2 cards in Druid's hand.
Sure.
All right, safer.
Right, I think, like, he maybe respected the threat of lethal coming back the other way a little
With
bit too
double
hard from his
Eviscerate,
opponent,
yeah.
but like if you put yourself in his shoes for a second.
Oh!
Oh man!
Oh, wow, that heal bot
bot.
is huge. But just to finish that thought, like put yourself in Zalae's shoes for a second. He saw his opponent sap a Druid of the Claw charge and just give you damage back in your hand to set up a board and then go face. So if you see that play from your opponent, the idea in your head is like, okay, he's setting up his own lethal here.
Right.
That's the only reason he'd ever do
Well,
that.
there's
So
also a possibility of the healbot and Sludge Belcher
Right.
from Liquid Dog.
exactly.
Just
Commit to a bit of a ball control strategy here, which is
The idea is I want to keep my Shredder alive.
right.
And if I get that Savage Roar to work with the 2-drop that comes out, I might still be able to pull it off. Dog doesn't quite have lethal, but he needs to. Never mind, picked it up. Wait, did he pick it up? Yeah, that's it.
yeah, that's it. That's basically it.
Yeah, it's 11, I believe, total. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
man.
without the Drake. Okay, so he could have. Oh, he's out mana. Never mind.
That game was
It's-
really close. That game was really close. If Zalae would go for the 2-turn lethal, he would win. But we can't blame him there. Like he made a correct play, correct decision, knowing what's in the deck.
I mean, we don't know if it's the correct play, but we know that Zalae was afraid of what
Yeah.
was coming over. As we talked about, the sap on the charge minion indicates that Dog is probably going to be able to take that 4 damage again, maybe
Right.
get back in the game on the back of it.